Truth Be Told pod.com. We are here, baby. Yeah. Woo! Come on. This is pod number 28. We are 2 ways away from 30 shows. We have ascended 30,000 feet, and very soon we will be flying at a comfortable speed of 120 miles an hour, getting you to your destination as peacefully and quietly as possible. Thank you for flying Truth Be Told Airways. And to my right, Vincent Fernandez.
Hello, people. Hello, world. Good to see you today. Let's get down to the nitty gritty.
And next up, we got my man, Luis Fernandez.
Yeah, nitty gritty.
Oh man, that's how you feeling, Lou?
It's more nitty than gritty, but that's all right.
It's more nitty than gritty. That's how you feeling. Man. Tell the people how you feel, Lou. Are you sick of this shit, Lou? Do you need your money, Lou? Well, I do too.
I need to get paid.
You reached that point. You know, that one point where you just like
nothing some vagina can handle.
A couple other substances, but we digress.
We digress.
A good digression,
But we digressed.
Ischidiodo.
But anyways, yeah, welcome. Hello. We are here. Excited, happy to be working. We are talking about a lot of things today.
What the fuck is that?
Hey man, gotta play with it sometimes, man. That's the only way you know it works.
Okay.
We're gonna have a great show.
Hey, keep your hands up on the table, huh?
Okay. It's a comfort thing. But anyways, we digress. Thank you guys for checking us out. Thank you for our thousands of views. We are moving numbers now. Now I can actually click on YouTube, and every time I do, I see more views. So we must be doing something right.
Oh yeah.
You know, we're figuring it out. We're putting it together. We're bringing y'all a better, polished product. Shout out to Wolf Griffin. He wasn't able to be here with us today.
Oh.
The grifter, as you know, has been dealing with life. Period. So we're just going to keep him in our prayers and lift it up and hope that he returns to us the same way he came. Drinking water, eating vegetables.
I love it.
So we're going to dig right into it, man. We're going to talk about this economy, you know, and right there it's going to take a turn for the worse.
Empty your guns.
Empty your guns, put down that EBT card for just a minute and have a listen with us. You know, this economy has been in the shitter, for the lack of a better word, since old W2. Ever since old W2, and I'm referring to George W. Bush II. Since he slithered out of office, we have been working in Hell's Kitchen, for lack of a better word.
Man, stock market's gone down, stocks have gone down, housing market's gone down. We're in a pretty big pickle.
Gas going up, food prices going up.
Oh man, I was looking at it yesterday, man. I remember bread used to be like 50, 75 cents.
Do you realize that certain milk gets sold for $5? Milk.
Mayfield?
A gallon of milk gets sold for $5. I was born when milk was like $1 and some change.
Meat, chopped meat, veggies. You know, I went to, like we said, went to Whole Foods Market a couple weeks ago.
Oh man,
I was thoroughly impressed, but then my wallet was
no.
broken in tears.
Whole Foods is the best place to go when you're trying to impress a woman that's been around for a few months. It's like, okay, she's made the cut. She's graduated from McDonald's, graduated from the Applebee's phase. Now you go to Whole Foods, but you don't start out with Whole Foods.
Yeah, I'm always stuck in the Applebee's phase.
You always stuck in the Applebee's phase. You gotta be able to upgrade, man. Applebee's only get you so far.
Or
you
Chili's,
know.
you know.
Chili, I can dig it.
I can barely afford the 2 for $20.
Man, our money don't go the way it used to, man. It's just simply, you know.
Money, what's that?
And to be honest, it really hurt me when I started to think about, like, man, I think I made more money in high school. I used to get paid in high school, bro.
Yeah.
And now the stuff that they want you to accept. First off, minimum wage here in Georgia is $7.25. I don't know what city, what state, anywhere in the United States is $7.25. Like, oh yeah, man, they paid me $7.25. Unless they're like in jail. Like,
Man.
Then it's like, oh yeah, $7.25 is hitting. But outside of that, $7.25.
It's
for one person, even with a roommate.
It's a tough time, man. Like if you get $7.25, let's just do the math. If you make $7.25 an hour, you would have to work 60 hours to get a good weekly paycheck. You know, to get something solid where you'll be able to survive paying rent, paying for a cell phone. There are things now where you have to have certain objects now.
Absolutely.
In today's society. You have to have a cell phone.
You have to. No
You
pay
have to
phones
have
no
a
more.
computer. You have to have internet connection. All right, but it's very hard for families to afford all these amenities.
Yeah, one thing I can say, the only positive thing that's come out of this recession, out of this economy,
iPads?
iPads, yeah. But along with the iPads,
Along with
the people that buy them, it's keeping families together. The people they can't afford to get divorced. They can't afford to live alone.
Huh?
So it's like, let me deal with this bitch for another year.
Yeah.
One more year.
It's keeping divorced couples together.
People
what
get
they-
divorced so they keep their house. Your money don't go half as far as it used to, man. People are staying together. Families are thinking twice. Men are thinking, well, no. Women are thinking twice about cheating. It's real life. It's real life out here, man.
To think that money could do so much to the middle, not even to the middle class, but what we perceive as the middle class.
I was about to say, what is the middle class? But that goes back to the statement of money is the root of all evil. That shit is real. And evil has ran the U.S. and it is renovating our asses right now.
I mean, it's tough when you watch TV, man, and you see all these advertisements for things that some people expect you to have. You know, like in every commercial now, you're expected to follow them on Facebook or follow them on Twitter.
Yeah.
You know, and with that comes an expectation of you having a smartphone or a computer or the internet or a HD TV. You know, you're expected to have these
HDMI.
Yeah, all these new things are expected to have these. There's a lot of consumers who are still living in the Stone Age compared to some of our higher wealthy citizens.
Absolutely. It's a small sample size. So, Lou, what is the middle class?
The middle class is shrinking. According to the Pew Research Center, no pun intended. They did a study and they declared basically that the first decade of this century was a lost decade for the middle class.
A lost decade. How do you have a lost decade where people are alive?
I mean, kind of like the Lost Boys.
It just the middle class got smaller, and people are not very optimistic about the prospects. More than half of the people polled say that it'll take 5+ years to get back to where they were before the recession.
Yep.
And a lot of people think they never will get back to where they were. 85% say it's harder to maintain a middle class lifestyle than it was 10 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
And 62% said they've cut back spending in the last year. 29% say they still have trouble paying bills. And 1 in 6 reported trouble making rent or mortgage payments.
Yep. And that's all. I agree to all of that, man. This is no coasting anymore. You know, I always think about, like, right before I moved here to Georgia, right, my senior year in high school, and then even my first couple years down here, I always kept 2 jobs. They were 2 part-time jobs, but it didn't seem like it because I made a decent wage at both. So 2 part-time jobs equals a full-time job. I made good money.
Right.
I took care of my bills, and I had spending money to spare, to the point to where I was treating my friends so I could pay for this night for us to go out. I could treat everybody here. I'm talking about a group of probably about 10 people. It was nothing. I didn't even think twice about it. And bada bing, you fast forward a few years, now I'm holding that $5 bill like,
But that $5 bill ain't gonna get you nothing.
yeah, but it'll keep you alive. A dollar menu is like
For the
survival.
night.
A dollar menu is survival food. That's all it is. When you see dollar menus everywhere, that means survival food.
Well, that's why you have these restaurants, these places who are huge because they supply these at extremely low prices.
Yeah.
Look at the Walmarts, the McDonald's, the Wendy's, the QTs with their drinks. You
Yeah,
know?
them 49-cent boys be hitting
I mean, I'm saying, like, that's why these companies are so huge, because they are cheap.
because they cater to the hugest demographic, the survivalists.
The Little Caesars, $5 hot and ready. All right,
I can't tell you how many single mothers I know that live off. They know all the dollar menus and all the deals during the week. I know single mothers that have it like sketched out. Like this night is half off night at Moe's. This night is $1 wings. Like they got it down because you can't even afford to buy groceries to cook. It used to be cheaper to cook. Now it's kind of 50-50.
It's cheaper. It's cheaper to go out and get a goddamn, go to McDonald's, all right, and get a couple burgers and fries, and then make your way. You know, like, and that's why you have so many people who, if they are middle class, they're probably lower than middle class.
Yeah.
They're so unhealthy. You know, you have such a health problem because you can't afford.
You gotta settle.
Gotta settle.
Gotta settle for what you can afford.
Well, but it's not all bad news, though.
Give us some good news, Lou. I know you was gonna bring a silver lining.
The top 20% of our population, the wealthiest, saw its wealth quickly rebound and its incomes rise. And it's a sign of more income inequality. So the rich get richer and the poor are getting poorer.
Oh man.
So kudos to the rich.
Shout out.
Shout out to the rich folk.
See, I don't think that helps. I mean, I don't think that helps the long-standing, well, which should be the long-standing, you know, fertility of America. The fact that we are a place where anybody can come and, you know, make it.
America.
But that's not how it is.
I like to live in America.
I mean, there used to be a time where people who were born in America lived better than the immigrants coming to America. Now we live just about the same as the immigrants who come to America.
Yep, absolutely. Actually, I'd be jealous because some of the people from foreign countries, you know, they get these programs and they get these things to establish businesses and business loans right off the rip. I'm jealous. I am extremely jealous because my credit will not allow me to get those type of loans at this point. You know, one false step with college and your credit is what we known as unsatisfactory. Unsatisfactory. So now I couldn't get a business loan to start up a gas station or a beauty supply store or a liquor store because I'm from here for lack of a better reason. Since I'm from here, I'm screwed. But had I came from like, you know, Ghana or
Sierra Leone,
you know, I mess around and instantly qualify for a $200,000 loan.
Well,
and a Camry, supposedly, because everybody has a Camry.
Yeah, everybody has a Camry. Well, I'm trying to pass as Korean, so I can open a fruit stand somewhere.
Well, see, you got it good, man, because you can fit under a lot of nationalities' umbrella. You know, you're kind of a hybrid. You know, you're Puerto Rican, but it's like you can, you know, depending on how.
I don't like how he put Puerto Rican and butt together.
You know, I try to keep it funky. You know, for a lack of a better word, but. Yeah, you could, depending on how he gets his haircut, you could lump him into about 4 different nationalities.
he could be an Indian, he could be.
He could be Luis, he could be Louis, he could be Lou. All 3 different nationalities.
He could be Lois.
I wasn't gonna go there. I wasn't gonna quite go there with it. We don't, yeah.
That's only when I hit the ramrod.
But yeah, man, our economy. I mean, I believe. With Barack Obama in this election, and even with his past term, I think he's done everything he possibly could. The job was set up for failure after Bush. Like regardless of who you got in that office, it's going to be a wrap. It's an uphill battle. It's like Penn State right now.
I think that yes, Obama did the best he could, but it's not helping that we're making it harder for our officials to make decisions for our country. We have a government right now where there is no compromise.
Yeah,
there really isn't. It's sad to say there really is no compromise. I've been very hard pressed to find 2, you know, opposing parties come to agreements on something, come to a compromise, a conclusion to make it happen. You know, I felt when Obama came in, you know, that's what he was trying to do, and I think that these 2 sides are not going to meet. You know, and because they're not meeting with anything, the American people are suffering because doing nothing is a lot worse than maybe doing the wrong thing. Because right now we're not doing anything to help the people.
Well, unfortunately, there's been a new attitude about the poor in this country over the last, I'd say since the 80s, where
thank you, Reaganomics.
First of all, it's criminal to be poor in this country.
Oh yeah.
And the fact is that people are trying their best to get out of it, but there really is no opportunity right now. And like we said before, the rich are getting richer, and usually that turns pretty ugly really fast when the gap widens that by by a certain amount, the poor, which naturally is going to be a bigger pool of people, they get fed up. That's where revolution starts. And I mean, I'm not advocating it, but I'm just stating the truth. Ask Cuba and ask France.
I mean, we've seen this before. We've seen this story. Same song and dance.
Yeah.
You know? We've seen this happen in the past with a whole bunch of other countries. You know, I think America, you know, this is not what I hope, but I feel that we're getting to a point where, you know, people talk about class warfare. Oh, we're advocating class warfare. There's nobody advocating it except the people who are making the most money. You know, people say, oh, class warfare is a bad thing. I think if you don't talk about it, then it's only going to get worse.
Yep.
You know, the longer you keep it stuffed under the rug, the bigger the ball of heat's going to get, and then pretty soon it's going to explode.
But that's how America functions.
Yeah, I was about to say, we got too much pride.
Yeah, we don't talk about the things that are important. We talk about
The money.
we talk about BS. You know, we talk reality TV. We don't talk about the fact that, you know, X amount of children die of hunger in this country. We don't.
It doesn't make you feel good. You know, that's what people say when they watch the news. Oh, stop showing all these stories that make me feel bad.
It's the truth.
It's the reality.
Have you ever watched 11 Alive in Atlanta?
Oh man, the news.
Okay.
It's probably some of the most depressing shit out there.
It's horrible because it's like everything is about, you know, passing on kindness, and it's just like pass on the kindness.
You gotta get it.
It's like this is news. Okay, it's not even news anymore. It's just they don't want to report the news because it's just.
So how have we lost our priorities? Because it seems like as a nation,
we stopped caring about each other. We forgot that we're all Americans.
You become selfish.
Despite whether we're Republican, Democratic, black, white, you know, thin, obese, we're all Americans.
I find it bad when you have groups of people, you know, talking down on other people. You know, maybe for liking a certain thing, maybe following a certain scam, and maybe they get caught. You know, people are downing me. These people are really. You have people in America who are in very bad shape.
absolutely.
And people are kicking dirt on them.
Yeah.
Saying, oh,
the neighbor is.
You messed up, so you have to get over it. You know, don't put me into that.
Everybody's pointing the blame.
Yeah, everybody's pointing the blame, but when you point the finger at everybody else, you're never going to find out who the culprit is.
Yep.
We're never going to find out who's the bad guy.
No accountability, man. No accountability. And it sucks, man, because we have potential for everybody to live comfortably. With the way things are and the way the system is put in place, there's no reason why there should be anybody homeless. I've always thought about stuff like that. Like, I don't give a shit how bad things are. There should be a certain bottom that's the bottom. Yeah. It should be only so low that people are allowed to go. But like you said, we've gotten away from that. We've gotten away from caring about people. It's all about numbers. It's all about numbers now. Whether it be money, whether it be a certain demographic fitting inside of a certain box, whether it be keeping a certain type of people in or out of a certain organization, it's all about numbers. Everything is about numbers. Everything is about money. How many people can do this? How many people can't do that? How can this benefit me financially?
Well, this is a capitalist society, man. As long as we stay as capitalists as we are now, I'm not saying capitalism is a bad thing, but staying with the same type of motto that we've shown over the last couple of decades, the 80s and 90s. You know, whatever pays, that's what's good.
Yep.
And we want to pump that up. That's why you have people like Disney, who basically run the country.
Yeah.
The Walmarts, the Apples.
Shout out.
You know, no doubt they make a great product. You know, they're doing great things, but how are they helping the American economy?
They're not worried about that.
But that's not what they're worried about.
Yeah, they're not worried about that.
And when you don't have businesses who are worried about the economy, that's when things go awry.
I mean, just look at like the mom and pop businesses. There's no such thing as that anymore. I mean, the few businesses that have survived, luckily they've done it off of their reputation.
Well, it's hard for those places to survive when they're trying to get ingredients and the cost of their ingredients go up. Yep. So they have to raise their prices. And when they have to raise those prices, they can't compete with places like Walmart and Sam's Club who sell their stuff at wholesale prices.
It's a flawed system. It's an extremely flawed system. And then the funny thing is, like, you know, when you think about somebody in the middle class or even the lower class, and you're trying to do things to better yourself, you might need to get a loan or something. Man, do you realize how much interest and stuff they charge you on that loan? They make sure that you're paying that shit back forever. Mm-hmm. Whether it be a Title Max loan, whether it be a school loan, whether it be a business loan, the availability of opportunities to build yourself and to move forward and to create are almost non-existent. You damn near gotta find Bruce Wayne nowadays to get anything popping. You gotta find a millionaire who just wants to take a shot at a project. You know, and it's funny, but that's the truth. You can't just walk into a bank like you could 10 years ago and apply for a loan. And they'd be like, okay, here you go. You know, you pretty much knew the criteria for what you needed to get these loans before you went in. Now it's like Russian roulette. You might as well put 2 in the barrel and put it to your head, and that's the best chance you got, man. Right. It's just like, because, you know, I'm a person that's big on entrepreneurship and doing your own thing and growing your own business and bringing what you have, because I believe that everybody has something to give to the world. It's just about figuring out what it is and maximizing it. But when I tell you the opportunities and the availability to do those things and to look for those resources, it's extremely small. Because I'm a person that's always looking to be better, looking to upgrade different aspects of my life. I'm never comfortable with one thing. I always want more. It's rough, man. It's rough just finding the resources. It's rough just finding people that still believe in those type of things. You know, now everything is corporations, big business, like you were alluding to. Everybody wants you to take a piece of their business and grow it, versus you starting your own. It's like, well, you know, you can come on and you can take a part of this company and you can start a branch of my company. Like, no, I want to start my own company. I don't want to do it for you. I want to do it for me because you don't treat me like a valued part of the team.
Let's just say companies don't treat their employees like they treat themselves.
Oh,
Let's
no.
be honest.
Oh,
right?
no.
That's not how it goes. All right, but I also feel that the American people have gotten a little selfish. Like we say, we are bashing people like teachers. We're bashing people like our police officers, our firefighters.
Those people need to be getting paid.
The people who need to get paid, people are saying they shouldn't get paid. Now, that doesn't make any sense. Once you have a flawed infrastructure, all right, there is no way for things like the economics of things to get better. All right, because if you don't promote growth, all right, then we won't grow. You know, we haven't promoted growth these last 10 years. It really felt like we've reached a peak and we just said, fuck it.
Yep.
Fuck it. We're good.
Whoever makes it, makes it. Whoever does it, does it.
Whoever doesn't, doesn't.
Yep.
You know? And I don't think you have to keep, the world is constantly changing, man. Like, we're in a global society now. You're telling me that that companies from other countries can't come to America and set up? All right, I have, like, you know, but our companies can go across overseas over there and they get jobs over there. I mean,
extremely one-sided.
Things should be moving in a totally different way than it is now. It feels like that we're backwards. We're trying to stick to those 1950s ways, you know, thinking that the same thing is going to happen. You know, we're going to go to school, we're going to get a good job, we're going to grow with that job, all right, we're going to get a 401k, we're going to retire and have our dream home. But that's not the case, all right? You get the job and you stay there for 50 years, all right? You don't go up any positions because they don't want to bring up a black man or a Spanish man.
And then you maximize your raise amount.
All right, as much as you can.
Yeah.
All right, you can't leave that job because even if you do, you probably really won't be able to get another job. Realistically, another job that pays that well. All right, it's
loyalty doesn't pay anymore. Loyalty used to mean something. Now it's like it's opposite. You got to stay ahead of the game.
Oh yeah,
always keep updating your resume.
Keep moving.
Never take your resume out of the loop. You always keep updating your resume. As a matter of fact, right now I'm working on a new resume.
Jobs are stepping stones.
You know, I got a minor promotion at my job, and in my mind, the whole best part of the promotion is being able to put it on my resume.
Yeah.
That's, for me, that's the biggest aspect of it. Like, you know, it's cool. Everybody, like, you know, congratulations. I'm like, yeah, it's cool. I've been doing a job, so that doesn't really concern me. I'm more concerned about moving up in other areas. So for me, it's like, let me put this on my resume. So it makes me look that much more official, and it coincides with my past work history.
I mean, you're looking towards bettering yourself for the future.
Yeah.
And like I said, that's something that we all should do, but I don't think that's something the country has done.
No.
The country, the infrastructure hasn't been set up where our future could be better, you know? It just really feels like we're stagnant, you know? We haven't seen those new renewable resources. We haven't seen that new cash flow from the newest technology burst from America.
Nobody wants to work on anything. You gotta spend money to make money. That's never changed. And the problem is nobody wants to spend it now. Everybody wants to do what's safe. It's like, let me have this over here. This has been consistent for the past 20 years, and I just give whatever the minimum is to keep this running. and I'll wait for somebody else to be innovative. You know, I'll wait till it gets cheaper, till it gets easier, till it's more accessible. Right. So my question I pose to you fellas is, what is going to be the most important and the biggest step for whomever is our next president? From the point that we're at now, compared to the last 4 years, and you should see everybody's faces in the room. Vinny just took the deepest breath like he just got sent to detention. And Lou just put his head down like he just found out he was about to do 20 to life. So the question is, and this is to the audience too, what do we expect? You know, just taking away from the guys that are even running in the presidency, what do we expect from our president, period, across the board, whether it's Obama or whether it's Mitt Romney? What has to be done to continue to move our country forward?
See, I don't think it's just the president, man. I think it's the whole Congress. You know, I think it's our representatives. You know, we need to finally come to a compromise. We need to finally come together on an issue and successfully deal with it. All right, don't make it so that both sides get, oh, we're doing this for you guys and this for you guys, because at the end of the day, it doesn't get anything done.
But there are people getting elected on the Republican side who have their agenda, and they don't care whether they could care less if anything else doesn't get done, as long as their agenda gets done. Mm-hmm. And if anything else pops up, any other ideas come up, they just shoot it down. And again, it comes back to working together. We're all Americans. We have to do what's best for the country. Stop being selfish. Okay, that whole attitude of, well, the rich need to pay more of their share. When you've got employees paying more taxes than their employers, there's a problem with the system.
Yep.
Okay, Warren Buffett's secretary is paying more taxes than he is.
Yep.
Why? Okay, it's because it's a ripoff.
But see,
it's basically a Ponzi scheme.
But the idea now is that people who do have those employers, the people who do make the big money, they deserve to pay less. They deserve these things because they make the money. All right, and me personally, I don't feel that having money gives you deserve anything for making money. You made your money. That's great. You did a great job. Congratulations.
But it took steps to get there.
But it took steps to get there. All right, you had to take advantage of the country itself. You didn't get there by yourself.
Absolutely.
So you need to give back to the country who helped you become the great business.
That goes back to that attitude. You know, it's about making money. It's not about giving it away. They see it as, well, oh, you know, why am I going to give my money away to this immigrant? You know, so this immigrant can get, you know, educated. And it's an us against them attitude. Everybody's in their corners.
Yep.
And it's just like, you can't run a United States of America that way.
I think that the Confederacy is trying to come back, man. Racism's still alive.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you don't have to think about it. It is true.
Oh, yeah, it's absolutely alive. But see, I think people are missing the big picture. I think out of everything else, this economy has shown us one thing, if nothing else. We're not that much different. When you broke, when you broke, you notice the similarities. You start to get more humble. You start to realize what's more important. And it's not just black people that are broke. It's not just white people that are broke. It's not just Hindu, Indian, Chinese, Japanese, Puerto Rican, Venezuelan. Everybody's broke. Everybody's broke right now. So to me, in that, we need to find a unity. Like, either we can all be broke, or we can all figure this shit out.
Yeah. Because I'll be honest with you, man. There are a lot of people out there who, a lot of black people especially right now, who still believe that, you know, all the rich people are only white. That's not the case.
Absolutely.
Right? It's very much mixed. Okay, you have your Indian, you have your Asian, you have your Hispanics in that group. All right, there is no race. Race has nothing to do with this anymore. All right. This isn't about race anymore. Like in the 60s, that was when we had our race war.
Yeah.
But a lot of people can't drop that, though. A lot of people can't drop it.
Let it go.
I mean, can you imagine the environment during, you know, the Second World War, where you still had Jim Crow, but yet you had black soldiers fighting alongside American soldiers? I mean, they put aside their racism to fight to save the country, to save the world, actually. And I mean, I couldn't see that environment right now where people would set aside their differences to fight the bigger fight, and that's the problem.
I think my thing is like, what more is it gonna take? We have been in some of the worst times in these past what, 6 years?
I mean, it's really depressing to say, but like you said, man, truth be told, this is how things are. People don't like to look at the negative. People don't. When you tell them about it, they start denying it. They get angry. They get upset.
There's only so much you can deny, though. There's only so much you can deny. Open your front door. Just look outside. Look at the way that the things are kept up. Just look at little signs. Drive through an area of businesses and look at how many businesses are boarded up, are not there. Look at how many vacant lots.
Homes foreclosed on. Go drive down a local neighborhood. Look how many for sale signs there are, for rent signs. How many people are trying to get rid of houses. All right, we're in a situation where people have been kicked out of their houses. The people have refused to leave because they have nowhere else to go. So they just like, bring their stuff back inside after they get evicted.
Yeah.
Right, we had a story in Atlanta about that earlier this week.
And we're going to kind of transition, because I think we got the gist of that. We're going to kind of transition to some current events. But, this economy is serious, man, and we live here. People need more. We need more, man. People are struggling. People are struggling mentally. We got all these damn shootings going on. People going crazy, shooting stuff up. Why do you think that occurs? It's not just because these people are nuts. It's because they've been through something traumatic that has scarred them, that doesn't have them in their right mindset, I truly believe. It's from people feeling like nobody's going to help me, nobody cares. So why shouldn't I? Why does it matter if I shoot up a building? Nobody cares about me. That's like you said, that's the attitude people take. It's like, fuck it.
Yeah. And people don't misunderstand what we're saying. We're not saying help. All right, when people hear the word help, thinking of an economic way, they're thinking of handing them a check. All right, giving them money from our taxes. No, that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about it takes a village. Right?
Absolutely.
It takes a village for anything to grow. Okay, if we want our communities to be better, get involved. Okay, you complain about things not going this way. Oh, our schools are shabby. Public schooling is in terrible shape right now.
Oh my God.
People need to get involved, but people cannot get involved because they have to work all the time. So there is no way, things. One thing leads to another, and another thing leads to another.
It all connects.
And we've dug ourselves into such a deep hole. It's about time to start digging ourselves out. It's about time.
Well, you keep saying us and we, and in order to do it, it has to be us and we, and it's not. It's I. It's me. It's I get mine. As long as I got mine,
I'm good.
It's all good. And if you don't, well then, just go somewhere and die.
That's street mentality, man. That's why that street shit is for the streets.
That's terrible.
And that's a big. I think that's a monstrous part of why this country is the way it is. I understand that there's a lot of businesses that have money to hire employees, but they've chosen to hold on to it. And I still think the 800-pound gorilla in the corner is, there's a lot of there are people who will not spend money as long as there's a black president. And they're waiting for the black president to leave.
Wow. That's, how ignorant is that?
That's,
stop,
it is what it is.
Stop complaining about things you're not willing to do nothing to change. I can't stand that. That's my pet peeve. If you're going to complain about something, make sure it's something that you try to do something to better. Don't complain about anything that you're not willing to make a move on.
Well, you have people who are fighting to get the president out, not to try to improve the economy.
Or to help the country.
Or to help the country.
Isn't, we want to help the country.
No, it's we want to get rid of him.
President out of the office.
We want to get
that just shows, how selfish some people are and their plans for this country.
They want things the way they want it.
Right.
They don't want it to work for everybody. Like you said, it's individualistic, man. So yeah, it's all good. We're gonna move forward, but be aware of your economy, man, because this is our lives. This is our livelihood. Everybody that comes after us has to deal with the shit that we don't fix. So think about it like that, because I know for me, that always hits home. I don't want my kids dealing with the shit I had to. This is the point of you working hard because you want it to be better. So,
teach them how to shoot.
Yeah. Shoot, catch, run, juke.
Well, all I gotta say is, I'm kind of jealous of y'all.
Rap.
Because y'all got to live in the good old days.
Ah.
Stuff was a quarter.
Ah.
You know what I mean? Like
Shasta.
I lived in a childhood where I had to give up $1 if I wanted one candy bar.
Oh no.
You know what I'm saying? And it's not
45 cents on a good day.
And nowadays it's not even like that. You need to pay about $3 to get a 2 for $3 deal going or something. You know?
Go get you a Reese's and a Shasta and spend 90 cents.
I wish, man. It ain't the world nowadays.
Good times. We're gonna get it back there. When Truth Be Told take over, we're gonna have an organization specifically to help.
You need to have a show in the White House, man. Get some of these representatives into the show.
Oh, I just want to call people out. I want to make people accountable. I would love to do that. I would love to use that show for this. I want to make those with power, those who are doing the decision making. I want to call them out. I want to literally look at what they've been doing and figure out.
My bad.
I want to look at them and I want to be like, hey man, this is what you've been doing the last 10 years. This isn't adding up. You said when you started this was supposed to be created to do this. It has not. What's the problem? People aren't accountable. It's the people at the top can do whatever they want and nobody's saying anything to them.
They have votes and they're voting. Their actions speak louder than their words.
Mm-hmm.
But in today's political scenario, their words speak a lot bigger than their actions.
Yep.
Alright, that's just the way it is.
That's the way it is, man. Well, like I said, I know that topic was a bit glum, but it needs to be discussed. Truth be told, we tell the truth. Regardless of what y'all want to hear, we're going to give you what you need to hear. Because your mama might do it, your daddy might not do it, but Scott, Louie, and Vinny and Wolf, we going to get it done.
Oh!
So we're going to move on. Lou, I know you got a good list of current events and things pertinent to our world.
Rihanna cried
Rihanna cried. Oh my goodness.
on Oprah.
On Oprah.
Was she naked?
No.
Did she have a wardrobe
I'm not
malfunction?
watching.
No, she
I'm not
wasn't.
watching.
No, she wasn't. No, she wasn't naked. No wardrobe
Did she
malfunction. Yeah, to an extent. Yeah, she did. She put on a great act. She
Hey man, I feel like we're shooting humongous bullets at Rihanna's forehead right now.
And they're dodging it.
Well, you need a big gun.
I'm just saying,
She
man.
said,
I think this girl has problems. She's dealt with them. We need to move on, man. Oprah, I love you. Why the hell are you wasting our time?
because Oprah needs
Ratings.
Oprah's network is failing. So she needs this interview.
Oh yeah.
Oprah's on a different side of the fence.
Pretty soon,
Oprah's losing money.
Oprah's on a different side of the fence.
Pretty soon, Oprah's gonna have an interview with Tupac's hologram, asking him what's been going on recently.
Right. What he's been doing in Southeast Asia.
She's gonna be on the Home Shopping Network soon.
So what else you got on that fancy piece of paper right there?
I also had to bring up the U.S. representative from Missouri, the Republican from Missouri, Mr. Todd Akin.
Yes, sir.
Apparently, Mr. Akin, who last week came out and made comments regarding rape victims, saying that victims of legitimate rape, as he called it, are unlikely to become pregnant. And he's gotten a lot of heat over it. A lot of the
Wait.
Yeah.
Legitimate
rape.
So
now there's
there's a legitimate rape and there's non-legitimate rape.
Exactly.
So what? Whoa.
According to Mr. Akin.
If that is the true case,
We are fucked.
I don't understand. Did he define these things? Or is he just making
What's your
up words?
interpretation of non-legitimate rape?
Well, that's a good question. I've yet to figure out what legitimate rape is, let alone what illegitimate.
Is that like a husband coming home to his wife and she just been holding out on him? Like, what is?
Is the legitimate rape the one where you hold the girl's mouth, and non-legitimate is when you let her scream? Like, I don't understand.
That has to be the most dick-headed statement that I think I've heard in an extremely long time. And the fact that he said it on such a public stage, on such a public forum, does he have special needs? Or?
He's a representative of the United States of America.
Yeah.
These are the people we have voted in.
He doesn't have special needs, but he does have a receding hairline.
Okay.
And
he's thinking too hard.
Maybe Alzheimer's or something. Did he forget that what rape is or something?
Hey,
well,
dementia.
it's gotten to the point now where the members of his own party are trying to get rid of him, are trying to begging him to quit.
His own party
are asking him
trying to get rid of him.
I mean,
because he's toxic right now.
I mean, him. All right, Paul Ryan recently. Paul Ryan, you know, he came out recently, the vice president nominee. He hasn't wowed people. He's made some very controversial comments. And
Male Sarah Palin.
And his actions, his history, his background.
Can he see Russia from his window?
I have to check.
But I mean,
but I know if you step to the left, Wayne Hunter.
Wayne Hunter will sack Mark Sanchez.
Do we just bring that to the pod?
Yeah, it just felt good. Wayne Hunter's everywhere. Apparently looking for a job in this horrible economy like we are.
Pretty soon.
Digressed.
So these party leaders are trying to get Mr. Aiken out of there, and he doesn't want to leave.
Well, Todd Aiken,
he's already out. He's already out. You've done it. That's political suicide, my man.
I mean, he basically made his own party. You know,
yeah.
He's in the corner about it.
He's in the legitimate rape category.
And of course, the Democrats are using this to their advantage.
Oh yeah.
To me, if you're a woman or a Hispanic and you vote Republican, you're a sadomasochist.
Yeah.
There's no reason to even go there, because the Republicans' idea of what a woman's role is stuck in the 17th century. So a lot of these younger, upper scale, progressive women there's no way in hell they're going to vote Republican.
Well, let's look at the big picture here, okay?
Mm-hmm.
As a Republican nominee for president, we have Mitt Romney and Paul Ryan. Mm-hmm. Mitt Romney, a man who's an advocate through his actions of having a health care program similar to the one Barack Obama put into effect in his home state of Massachusetts. Then you also have the VP nominee, Paul Ryan, all right, who has voted countless times to go with the Bush tax cuts. Things that we have already established as things that we don't want in our country.
Yeah.
All right? These things don't look good for the Republican nominees right now. The Republican nominees have failed tremendously this first half.
They're building their own issues.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying the Democratic nominees have run a perfect campaign so far. I know Joe Biden made those troubling statements at the end.
Yeah, nobody's run a perfect campaign, but right now the Republicans have a few more scrapes.
Well, it's a sideshow. It's a circus sideshow.
It's a shit slinging competition.
I can't believe how childish our leaders are. This is very sad.
And that speaks volumes. That speaks volumes.
Oh, and also, by the way, if Mr. Aiken loses his race to a Democrat, the Democrats will be in the majority in the Senate.
Wow. How the tide is turned.
Now, what would that do to our country? See, but I'm not an advocate of having one party running things. Yeah, dominating. I'm not an advocate of that. I feel like you need two parties coming together. I think look back into the World War I days. Woodrow Wilson had a plan to make the UN, the United Nations. But the Republicans shut it down. You know, you had a compromise.
Yep.
You know, you had a compromise. You had one side saying one thing and another side saying another thing, and things got done. You know, but you had to compromise. I don't like people coming out and just having complete control. Like in the Bush days with the Bush tax cuts, that was not good. Even at the beginning of Barack Obama's presidency, those first 2 years when it was Democratic majority, okay, you were making mistakes in certain things because you're fully one-sided. All right, that's not how the country works.
Yeah, that's the point originally of the Republican and Democratic and the conservative, all different parties, was because everybody's opinion had some value. You know, the conflicting views, though they were conflicting, it does not mean that they were wrong. But now it's just tit for tat. It's like two high school girls fighting over a boyfriend that wants neither one of them.
Well, I compare it to a lack of maturity. It reminds me of when my kids used to play fight, and I used to tell them, "Don't play fight because you don't know how to play fight." and it becomes personal, and then eventually a real fight will break out.
Yep.
And that's what's going on now, which is to an extent where it's like, okay, the Democrats, are gonna, hit each other all the way up until the primaries, and then they'll elect somebody. The same on the Republican side, and then eventually there has to come a point where everybody has to come together and just say, all the Democrats have to come together for a nominee, all the Republicans for a Republican nominee, and they can't seem to get past the point of, their own little agendas to settle on one Mitt Romney does not have the Republican base.
No.
He doesn't have that locked up.
He
has no chance of well, he has all his wives, so, but I mean,
and they're in Detroit.
So
and they work at Church's Chicken.
But these debates coming up soon, the VP debates.
They're gonna be very. I'll be watching. They'll be very interesting.
These debates might be one of the most widely watched in a while because we have really in these campaigns that we're seeing, we've really gotten away from the facts.
Yeah.
We've really gotten away from what really qualifies someone to be president, to be vice president.
That doesn't matter anymore. It's popularity. It's what looks good. It's what feels good.
It's money.
It's
Because
money.
now you have this, people can spend as much as they want. People can donate as much as they want to these campaigns. So there are a lot of high rollers out here who are spending a whole lot of money donating to these campaigns. And the little guy is gone. He doesn't exist.
The little guy is sweeping.
It's like, stay home and watch football from the house because you can't afford a ticket.
No. We don't get to go to the stadium. You can drive past it when you got that full tank of gas on payday.
Well, I'm ready to hear the facts. That's all I'm about. I'm about what's really going on.
You said put it on black and white.
Don't give me all these little, commercials showing an old lady getting thrown out of a window to show Barack Obama doesn't care about the elderly. Okay, I don't need that. All right, Republican Party. I don't need to see that. Okay, you're just trying to shove propaganda down my throat, and I want to hear the facts. And I think that's what we've really gotten away from.
Yep.
I respect the Republican Party greatly for what they did in the past. I think they did some very good things. With gun control laws, with abortion laws, I think pro-life is a big deal. But the fact that we can't compromise is terrible, and I'm very disappointed in both parties.
That's what you call a 2012 marriage. Yeah.
What are you trying to say about marriage there, Scott?
Well, the fact that it's just a correlation. The reason why people have so many unsuccessful marriages is because they're not willing to compromise. They come to the table with their sheet and they say, hey, this is what I want, period. And the other person says, well, this is what I want, period.
Well,
and nothing ever gets done. And you're divorced, and 10 years later, you're like, maybe I could have did better. Maybe I could have did more. And it takes 10 years of self-reflection and being alone and nobody fucking wanting you for you to realize, maybe I did do some things incorrectly.
As you all see, we're pretty adamant about this subject.
Yeah, there's a lot of sheet about it.
I don't like, my biggest pet peeve is not taking responsibility and accountability. I'm a person that's made a lot of mistakes, and I'm willing to admit it. I'm the first person to tell you I fucked up. I did this wrong.
I've seen him fuck up all the time.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'll be the first one to tell you, hey man, my bad.
Have you seen them fuck up or fucked up? They're two totally different things.
We digress.
But no, I believe, like I said, I believe our economy is a direct correlation of our society, which is a direct correlation of our relationships. People want what they want. And that's why things don't work out, because it's not intended to be like that.
Well, we can go to a whole nother show about the attitude that Americans have and how it affects all facets of life here in this country. You go to other countries, you go to places like Great Britain, they have I feel that they have a stronger sense of family than we do.
Absolutely.
You have people who actually get rid of their families for financial reasons.
Yep. For financial reasons.
Like seriously, like people actually shut them out because they owe so much money. Oh, you wanted money, I gave it to you, but you're not paying me back yet.
Message.
But I'm saying like these aren't things that should represent us. All right. I mean, I can see other countries laughing at us.
Yep.
All right. I couldn't blame them.
Laughing at us, then they want to move here.
Laugh their asses off. They want to move here and take advantage of our economic instability.
Yep.
All right. They want to buy some of those houses that nobody else can buy right now.
Flip them.
All All right, then you have a whole bunch of Chinese landlords on the block. You got a whole bunch of Hindu head managers.
Hindu head managers. Woo! Well, yeah, fellas. I think we need to move on. Because at this point, we're beating a dead horse. But I think everything we have said has been pertinent and has been true. It's the real. It's truth be told, damn it.
Yeah, Lockheed Martin just cut about 550 jobs in Marietta, Georgia.
In Marietta, Georgia.
So I mean, it's just going on over and over. It's going over.
It's a vicious cycle.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we're getting to the end of this show, but I really hope you guys listen to what we're saying, because we joke and we play, but there is a huge undertone.
And please, when you listen, don't take it as, oh, we're absolutely right. Or don't take it as, oh, we're absolutely against what you believe. All right? We're people. We're competent people. We're adults here. We compromise, okay? I think that's one of the main things I want to get across in this podcast right here. That we need to come together as a nation and talk about our problems instead of shoo-shooing it and saying, oh, you did this, oh, you're dumb. Yep. You know, like, we need to stop that. That's not solving the problem. That's only making things worse.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah. I believe it's just like it's maturity. It's maturity kicking in. You know, being able to agree to disagree. You know, and understanding other people's perspectives, and respecting it and moving on, and not holding it against people.
I think it's a lack of empathy.
Yep.
Yeah, it's all of it.
True lack of empathy.
For all of you who don't know, look, it's two different words: empathy and sympathy. Look up the difference.
Please, because some of y'all don't even realize what empathy even means. Y'all
look up.
Y'all never heard of empathy.
There ain't no such word, man.
Look up empathy.
2 Chainz, they never said it, so you know.
And look up sympathy, because you motherfuckers are dumb. I'm gonna say it.
Whoop.
Okay, I don't even want to do it.
Truth be told.
Truth be told. Well, we're about to end the show, like I said, because I feel like we're going down the slide at this point in circular motion. And in other entertainment news, before we leave, a few bright spots. LL Cool J apprehended a criminal breaking and entering into his house by himself. They said he was upstairs and he heard some downstairs, so he went, and instead of calling the police, he went into Any Given Sunday mode.
Oh, now he went to the NCIS, Los Angeles.
Right. They said he went down there and he beat this man, and they said when the police got there, the man was lumped up, bruised up, and barely responsive. And LL was sitting on the couch like smoking a cigar with a mink fur on and some glasses, playing
Mama said knock you out.
Right.
Hey, all I can say is, man, I feel bad for the man who actually...
Oh, the man was 56 years old.
What?
I forgot to add that tidbit.
Why are you running into LL Cool J's house? One, you're not younger than the guy, so you can't outrun him.
Don't call it a comeback.
All right, you're not bigger than LL.
I think he needed some money. He probably didn't know it was LL's house. He probably like, oh man, this is a nice house. I could probably get some shit out of here.
Then when LL comes down, drop kick.
Can you imagine you breaking into LL's house and don't know it? He come down the stairs and you like in shock, like, L. So shout out to LL for being a real man.
You go, Queens.
Yeah, better than Soulja Boy. You know, he had to leave Atlanta after somebody took his change. Shit, but I digress.
Any other entertainment news?
No, not really.
Carrie Hilson's pregnant.
Phyllis Diller died.
Yeah, shout out to Phyllis Diller.
God bless you, Phyllis. You were ugly for a long time.
You were ugly for a long time. We gotta end the show. I don't know who we are today. I don't know our identity.
One more little thing I like talking entertainment. We're getting all these scary movies coming out. What's up with all these scary movies?
Nothing has even excited me to go see it.
All right, I'm waiting for Saw 12 to come out.
I'm waiting for Freddy Krueger 14.
But yeah, man, I just thought, we're in a pretty down. We've downgraded from the summertime with these movies. Man.
Oh yeah.
It's pretty.
It's taking a slide, to say the least.
Yeah, man, it's football season.
It's football season, baby. So y'all get your popcorn. Find somebody's house. Everybody, put in, man. Everybody put in $20. Get 10 friends. Put in $20. I guarantee y'all have an awesome night.
Get that NFL Sunday ticket. It's $200.
I guarantee y'all have an awesome night. Do it with a friend. Do it with a friend. Truth be told, I'm Scott Baker. I'm signing off.
This is Vinny Fernandez. I got a limerick for y'all.
Let's hear it.
Well, it's not a limerick. It's something I got off a kid's show, but I think it's going to help adults get the idea of what empathy means. It goes like, empathy. Put yourself in the place of me. And that's just how it goes. Something simple. Simple as that. Empathy. Put yourself in the place of me.
Yes, and in that vein, I'd like to add, I love you. You love me. Now that we're doing kid songs.
Hey man, it's not a song. It's a limerick.
It's a limerick.
It's a limerick. That once was a girl from Nantucket.
Truth be told, we are out here. Look us up on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter.
Truth Be Told Pod.
Yeah, the website is coming. I know you guys want it. We want to come too.
The big screen film should be covered. We should be moving into the set real soon.
Truth Be Told, Part 1.
Right, Truth Be Told, the mixtape. We doing it all, baby. Man, I'm getting out of here, man. I'm done with y'all.
Truth Be Told Panties.
What?